Now let us talk about empires and kingdom. The Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire was founded by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of his advisor Chanakya, and it was one of the largest empires in the Indian subcontinent. So Mauryan Empire was founded in 321 to 185 BC by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of his advisor Chanakya. The empire had a centralized system of administration with the king at the top, followed by his ministers and well-organized bureaucracy. Now you can imagine the Mauryan Empire, which was around 320 BC, had a centralized system of administration, which we still witness today in some form or the other, in form of the central government. For example, Arthashastra, the text attributed to Chanakya, details the complex system of administration, law and economics in Mauryan Empire. The society was divided into 7 categories. King at the top, then the ministers, the countryside, fortifications, treasury, the army and the allies. The culture during the Mauryan period was influenced by Buddhism, especially during the reign of Emperor Ashoka, who propagated Buddhism not only with his empire but also beyond its boundaries. So the Mauryan Empire, one of the largest empire, was founded by Chandragupta Maurya. Arthashastra, a text attributed to Chanakya, has mention of administration, law and economics, which is still studied today in the colleges and schools. Then came the Gupta Empire, which was around 320 to 550 CE. This is often referred to as the Golden Age of India. Why? Because this is the period when there was advancement in art, science and culture. Under the Guptas, there was significant progress in literature, music, painting, sculpture and architecture. For instance, this period saw the composition of Kalidas plays and poems, the creation of beautiful Buddha statues and construction of grand temples like the one in Deoghar. In the field of science, the period witnessed substantial advancement in mathematics, astronomy and medicine, with scholars like Aryabhat and Charaka contributing to these fields. So Gupta period is majorly known as the Golden Age of India, where literature, music, painting, sculpture, art and architecture flourished. Now let's talk about the medieval Indian kingdoms, the Cholas, the Vijayanagaras and the Bahmani kingdom. Now let's talk about Cholas, who were there from 9th century to 13th century in South India. Now they had an effective system of administration. The empire was divided into provinces called mandalams. These mandalams were further divided into valanandus and nadus. The village was the basic unit of administration. The Cholas excelled in maritime trade and their navy dominated the Southeast Asian seas. So the Cholas were present in the south region and they were quite dominant in maritime trade, and their navy dominated Southeast Asian seas and oceans. Their culture is renowned for its Dravidian style temple architecture like the Brihdeswara temple of Thanjavur. So Cholas had a big impact in South India. They were there from 9th century to 13th century. They had an effective administration with provinces, mandalams and valanadus and nadus. Village was the basic unit of administration. Now let's talk about another medieval kingdom, which is Vijayanagara. This was from 1336 to 1646 CE. Now it was known for its unique style of architecture, often called as Vijayanagara architecture. It was characterized by construction of ornate mandapas and towering gopurams, like in the Virupaksha temple in Hampi. The third medieval Indian kingdom was Bahmani kingdom in Deccan. It was known for its contribution to art, architecture and culture. The Bahmani rulers were great patrons of learning and literature. The architecture under the Bahmanis had a blend of Persian and Indian styles, as seen in the government of India, Gumbaz in Bijapur.